a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pounds. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Go to bar with the...
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
My 54. Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second and 5 at the 23-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
Quit talking about it.
Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now the former Notre Damer. This is C.J. Prosise. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5.
Come to my work. We want it. Come to my
work. Wilson going to hand it to Prosise. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Brings up third and 4.
Check 56. Watch the fly. Watch the fly. Watch the fly.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. So opening drive, third down, they go with a slant. It works.
And I'm wondering when the league's going to figure it out because everyone throws it on third down. You expect pressure, so you want the ball in the hands of the quarterback quickly. It's a 3-step route ordinarily, and you're throwing it where you see the receiver breaking towards you. So it's an inside route.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd and a couple, Breeze. Thomas, the intended target. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Carson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Saints' 30-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. It's caught, blocked it. And down inside the 15 he goes. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, 1st down Seahawks.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 12-yard line.
We're scoreless after one.
With no score.
2nd quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Eli Apple. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, partner, let's put a bow on the Super Bowl for Kansas City. What a comeback win. Yet another come-from-behind victory for Patrick Mahomes and company. An absolute heartbreak for San Francisco.
Didn't Madden predict Kansas City would win the game?
Yes, 35-31, I believe they predicted.
I felt like most of the predictions I saw had the game in the 30s, so a little bit lower scoring than we expected, but a lot of fireworks down the stretch, all by Kansas City. But how about San Francisco? Had the lead in the ball, under 12 minutes to go, and held Kansas City to 10 points through 3 quarters. And somehow they're winging their way back to San Francisco, trying to understand how they lost that game.
Yeah, not only did Kansas City win it, but they end up winning it by 11 points. They didn't see that coming at all. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw is Breeze. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Shotgun now for Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him. And they went empty backfield, and because of that, nobody was there to pick up the blitz.
And you know that offenses, when they go with the empty backfield, they have different things designed on every play to try to account for things. But what people often forget, defense is audible as well. And a lot of times when they see an empty backfield, they audible right into a blitzing situation.
And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They run the counter. Carson. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Block that.
56.
And here's Wilson from the gun on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Hey, we got 3 down.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
Here we go on 4th with Wilson. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it?
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. With that incompletion, a chance to mention the awards. Now with the season over, Lamar Jackson, as we speculated, he's the MVP, Coach of the Year. John Harbaugh, Lamar's coach. Michael Thomas, Stephon Gilmore, Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, Offensive and Defensive Rookies of the Year. That went to Kyler Murray and Nick Bosa. And the Comeback Player of the Year, Charles, Ryan Tannehill. No surprise there.
Not to mention the #1 award that the NFL gives out, the one that they give the most, that credence isn't the right word, the most attention to, and the one that they want trumpeted the most. That's the Walter Payton Man of the Year, because that represents the totality of a player in the NFL, not just what they do on the field, but off the field as well. And that goes to Calais Campbell, the defensive tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars. What a great award. Congratulations, Calais.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, #2. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Now Wilson back into his end zone. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And the Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
2 minutes minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
Let's go, baby.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Eli Apple. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. If you're a lover of offense, this has not been the half for you thus far. Luckily for me, though, I'm sitting next to a lover of defense, and we have had plenty of that, including that interception.
Yeah, and I mean, that still makes it a great game, doesn't it? Everybody talks about if the ball's not in the end zone and points going up on the board, it's not as much fun. I love these defensive battles. Something's got to give with these turnovers. Who can convert them into points?
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Check. Kill.
Looking to throw on second down. Breeze. And this is Cook with the grab. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara, and he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
0-2.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Breeze. And this is going to be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. Let's get to some Hall of Fame talk while we have a second, because last week we mentioned the 15 guys that we knew were going into the Hall. 5 added. Isaac Bruce, Steve Hutchinson, Edgerrin James, Steve Atwater, and Troy Polamalu. You think about it, CD. For Polamalu, it was his first year of eligibility. People knew he would go in. Atwater was his 16th year. He had to wait a long time.
He certainly did, and I often wonder about the psychology of it all, because when you're young in your career, meaning young retired, right, these things mean something to you. But I don't know if they hit with the same impact as it will for a Steve Atwater. 16th year. Now, I think Steve would like somewhere to be a happy medium. Maybe the 8th year would have been a lot better. But the bottom line is, the older you get, boy, imagine the emotions running through there, the validation, probably haven't had the applause in a long time. That's going to come back to you now. Troy Polamalu, he essentially stepped off the field and into the Hall of Fame, but it doesn't matter. Bottom line is getting there. Congratulations to all.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Good job right there. Mike 22. Here we go, G. Here I come again.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throwing is Wilson. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Incomplete. Janoris Jenkins on the coverage.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. He hits his running back, close ice. An excellent pickup at 34 yards.
A gain of 34 yards. That's good for a Seahawks. First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. To throw again is Wilson. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. So, boy, that's already the third they burned here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the fourth quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. After a rare scoreless first half, these teams now just looking for something as the second half gets underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
From the 27, Breeze. And this is a catch by Ted Ginn. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First down, New Orleans.
Ready.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A give to Kamara running right. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. Kamara's got the first down and then some. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Room to run again. And he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dig.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara taking it in as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically, because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board, make the other team chase? Wonder if you get a lift and if they get deflated a little bit.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To To throw is Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On first down, it's Carson. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
56, right there, 56. Here we go.
They run again with Carson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 3rd down, Wilson. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. And he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Check 56. Watch the twist.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's going to go down again. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
Hey, Delta.
On 2nd and 7, Breeze, and he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
You're good. Ready.
And the blitz does come. And that will be incomplete. There was the pressure you were talking about, force the incompletion.
And it doesn't always have to end in a sack, does it? Sometimes you can make a good play by forcing the incompletion with the pressure.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Returnable for Lockett. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 47-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And we've seen drive after drive come up empty for them, and they've yet to dent the scoreboard, yet still right in the middle of a one-score game.
So this is where you absolutely have to forget everything that's happened in your previous drives. They don't matter right now. You just mentioned it. One-score game. This drive here can erase all of what happened previously.
At the 47-yard line.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
Hey, easy. Check. Over.
Kamara trying the right side. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Hey, easy. 57's low. I'm coming for you. You mine.
A 10th carry for Kamara. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Ready, 5-9. 50. Okay, double up. Whoa. Minus 50. Hey, wahoo!
Back to throw, Breeze. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Now, things just got interesting. They tried for the long field goal there to salt this one away. They don't get it. And now a little time for the other guys to mount a late drive.
Well, they thought their kicker would put it through the post and finish this one off. I'm sure they discussed pooch punting it and letting their defense take over. Well, the defense now has to make it stand up. But they didn't get the best field position because the ball comes back to the line of scrimmage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
4 down. 22's coming. Mike.
Wilson to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming.
Here's Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining.
And the Seahawks, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Check. Watch 54. Hey, 0.
Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
Back to throw. Letting one go deep for the ends. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. So this one a victory here for New Orleans.
some Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. I'm with the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down when the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top when the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone.